Okay. I think today we can start on our backs. Your legs can be however you like them, straight, bent, resting in, resting out, whatever's comfortable for you. And the arms can be out to the sides, or if you like to rest one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest in order to help direct the breath a little more easily, feel free. We invite you to close the eyes, dropping into the body, feeling the body dropping into the earth. Feeling the breath moving inside you. And deepening the breath so that it fills into the belly, fills up the ribs, and lifts all the way up into the chest. And if your legs are straight, go ahead and bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor. And then when you next exhale, just tilt your tailbone up, pressing your belly and your back down to the ground. And then when you inhale, tilt your tailbone down, lift your arms overhead, stretching long. The belly will lift and the back will round away from the ground. And then as you exhale, bring the arms back down, tilt the tailbone up, press the belly to the earth, and then continue like that. If you're feeling like you need to be more strenuous for some reason, then on the exhale, instead of just bringing your hands down, you can curl up. But don't let that take away from the primary focus, which is this movement of the pelvis, where you curl the tailbone up on the exhale and press the low back down, and curl the tailbone down on the inhale, lifting the back and the belly. And one more. Relaxing the head and the arms down, keeping the knees bent. Now I want you to imagine that there's a clock underneath your back where your sacrum is. You can visualize the face of a clock. And where the tailbone is the number 12. And then from there, you can visualize the numbers 3, 6, and 9. And maybe all the numbers filling in your mind's eye. And then just start to press down into each number successively, starting with 12 and going to 1, and working your way all around the clock. The next time you get to 12, reverse directions. And the next time you get to 12, you can bring that movement to rest. And then lift the knees and the feet, bring the arms inside the legs, wrap the hands around the bottoms of the feet, and lift the feet up. And try to move the feet back until the feet are lined up over the knees. Pull the chin down toward the chest. Take a deep breath in, exhale, and drop the backs of the shoulders toward the floor. And then try to lay the tailbone down flat. And then just be here and breathe. Spread the breath as wide into this shape as possible. So really feel the breath unfolding inside the body. And see how much you can continue that inhale out into the furthest reaches of your body. Now straighten the legs and open them out to the sides, letting the hands either rest inside the legs or underneath the legs, whichever lets you release the weight of your legs more. And then flex the foot and reach out through the heels. Slow, steady, deep breath. And bend the knees, bring them together, bring the feet onto the ground. Roll over onto your side. And then press yourself up onto hands and knees. And then we're going to take the left knee out to the side. Try to get it to the height of the hip. And then make big circles around. Circle the other way. Good. And then inhale and straighten the leg back behind you and lift it up. Look up. Exhale, hug the knee to the forehead and the forehead to the knee. Inhale, leg straight back and up. Exhale, leg out to the side. Inhale, back and up, look up. Exhale, round the back, knee to forehead. Inhale, leg back and up, look up. Exhale, leg out to the side. Good. Back and up. Round the back, knee to forehead. Extend back long, looking up. Out to the side. Good. Now do 2 more rounds like that at your own pace. The next time the leg comes out to the side, bring it down to the ground. Walk your hands in, roll yourself up, reach up, inhale. Exhale, left hand down, coming over to the left. Inhale, slowly feel the breath coming up under those right ribs, expanding your right side. Exhale, sinking down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, bring it to the right foot. Curl the toes under if you don't reach. And if you still don't reach, just bring the hand to the hip. Leaning back, chest up, left arm up. Head back if you can. Otherwise, maybe down and to the right. Straighten that left leg. Press down into both feet. Breathe into the space that's opening toward the sky. And left arm down, lift yourself up. Bring your hands to the ground in front of you, off to the right. Swing the left leg forward. One hand on either side of the leg. Point and flex the foot. And then hold the flex position. Inhale, look up. Exhale, lay your belly down, but stay looking up. Inhale, look up some more. Exhale, lay your belly down, bend your elbows, keep looking up. One more time, inhale, look up more. Exhale, bend your elbows, lay your belly down, drop your head. With each exhale, feel your ribs and chest and head relaxing down toward your thigh. With each inhale, feel the breath spreading wide across your back body. Let the hands be light. So if you happen to be able to touch the ground in this position, your hands are just resting. They're not pressing. The elbows, even if you're high enough that your elbows can't bend, let them at least soften so your arms are not locked, holding yourself up. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, bend your front knee, dropping your hips forward. Good. Really let that right hip drop down and then aim it slightly for your left foot. Right hip to left foot. Okay. One more breath there. And then we'll bend that right leg. Reach your left hand back. See if you can grab hold of your right foot. If not, hopefully you have a strap or a towel handy to wrap around your foot and you can grab that. Or if you're wearing pants, you can always grab the pant leg. Always good to have a prop, a towel at the very least, so that you can wrap it around and then hold on. And if you can grab it with your left hand, great. I know that if you can't grab it with your left hand, it might be easier to grab it with your right hand. That's fine. And then roll the chest open to the left and take your gaze up and to the left. And then sink your right thigh toward the ground even more, pulling your heel toward your buttock. Relax the back foot down. Bring that left hand under your left knee and down onto the ground. And then just rock from side to side, dropping the knee, dropping the right hip, dropping the left knee, dropping the right hip. And then let the knee come down and rest it there. Take a deep breath in. When you exhale, bend your elbows and sink. Good. Try to keep your right leg straight back behind you. Good. And you're welcome if you want to come and fold over your leg. But just know that if you're folding over your leg, you don't want to take all your weight into your left buttock. You want to really try to keep your right hip sinking down. Otherwise, you're just going to lessen the stretch instead of deepening the stretch. So right hip toward the floor, the front of that hip. So that left knee coming to the floor is not necessarily the best version of the posture. Like I can go like this and bring my knee to the ground, and now my stretch is less. If I go like this and square my hips, where my right hip is just as low as my left hip. I can't bring my knee to the ground today, but the stretch is much deeper. Feel the breath. Deepen the breath. And lift the knee up. Bring the hand inside. Swing the leg back. And just take a moment here, folding forward. Feeling how that left hip feels, feeling the left side, feeling the right side, feeling the breath. And then come back up onto hands and knees. We'll start with fire hydrant pose again, taking the right knee out to the side. Try to lift it up to the height of the hip. And then big circles around. Reverse directions. Good. And then send the leg back and look up. Pull the knee to the forehead, rounding the back. Inhale back and look up. Exhale out to the side. Inhale back and up. Exhale, knee to forehead. Inhale back and up. Exhale out to the side. Continue like that at your own pace. The next time the leg comes out to the side, place it down on the ground. Walk your hands in, roll yourself up, reach up as you inhale. Exhale down to the right. Breathe up onto those ribs, nice and deep on the in-breath. Releasing down on the out-breath. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale the hand to the heel, crawling the toes under if you need that extra inch or two, or hand to the hip if you don't reach. Drop your weight back, lift your chest, lift your right arm. Expand across the front of the body with each breath. And bring the hands down, walking them off to the left. Swing the leg forward, one hand on either side of the leg, point and flex. And then hold the flex position. Inhale, look up. Try to keep looking up as you lay your belly down toward your thigh. Inhale, look up even more. Keep looking up as you lay your ribs down toward your thigh. Look up again. Exhale, lay your belly, your ribs, your chest, your head, all relax down. And again, if the hands are on the ground, they're just so lightly touching, like the lightness of a fly landing on the ground. See if you can let go of your head anymore. Let your elbows bend, or at least soften. Come deeper into the breath. And inhale, lift your head. Exhale, send your hips forward and down, bending your front knee. Dropping that left hip and aiming it a little bit for your right foot. Just a little bit of a rotation there in the hips. Each breath, relaxing your hips down on the exhale. Filling into the spaces that are available with each inhale. And then bend your back leg. Try to reach for your foot with your right hand and pull it toward your buttock. Now, you may need to send your hips back initially in order to bend the knee enough to grab the foot, but then you want to make sure that you re-sink forward and down. Look over your right shoulder and up, and really drop down with that left hip. Pull the heel toward the buttock. And then release the foot and bring the right hand under the knee onto the ground. And then rock, rolling onto the outer edge of the foot and then coming back. Sinking the left hip, dropping the right knee. And then the next time you drop the right knee, keep it there. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows and drop. And then keep the left hip level with the right hip, so you don't want to drop onto the right buttock and elevate the left hip. You want to keep both hips square and facing forward. And then you can fold over if you wish. So there's a right angle, or just about in the bend of the right leg. So your foot's not in and your foot's not over. It's not a pigeon pose. It's kind of a different stretch. So the foot stays level with that right hip and it stays in front of the knee so that you have that right angle when you drop. It's a much deeper stretch. may not feel as gratifying because we somehow get attached to going, quote, further. And we feel like, oh, if my leg comes to the ground, then I'm further in the pose, but not necessarily. It's just an illusion. Keep the hips down and forward. Good. And then go ahead and lift your hips, swing your right leg back, and sit back on your heels, extending the arms out overhead. And breathe into your back. So really make some space there in your low back and wherever you feel like your breath can infiltrate. Walk the hands over to the right. Right hand plants and presses the left hip back. Left hand reaches out long. Take your time with your breath, really opening that left side. See if you can connect to the deliciousness of the breath. Making space in your body. In Sanskrit, the word for happy is sukha, and it's the same word as the word for space. Take it over to the other side. Space is a good thing. Use your breath to make space. And then come back to center, arms outstretched. Keep your hands here. Lift your hips off your heels. Spread your fingers, curl your toes. Inhale and lift your knees, but keep them bent. And then push forward through your hands. So you're sending your buttocks back, and it's as though you're laying your belly onto your thighs with your knees still bent and your head hanging down. Pull your shoulders down your back. Press your left heel to the ground. Really pushing down into the hands as well. And then press the inner left ankle toward the outer left ankle. See if that changes the stretch in the calf a little bit. Good. And then bend that left knee, straighten the right leg, press the right heel to the ground, press the hands forward, sending the hips back, head down, breath steady and slow. Press the inner right ankle toward the outer right ankle. Straighten both legs, downward facing dog. Inhaling, belly, ribs, chest. When you exhale, you can lift the belly and sink the chest. And then walk the hands back toward the feet. And with soft knees and chin to chest, roll yourself up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the left hand down and bring it to your inner left thigh. Inhale, reach up through the right hand. Exhale, slide your left hand down your inner thigh, all the way down to the ground, looking up to your right hand. Now I'm going to give you some options. For those of you who can touch your left foot with your left hand, you can wrap your first two fingers around your big toe. If you are flexible enough in your shoulders, you can bring your left arm through your legs, turn the palm to face left, bend the elbow, take the right hand behind your back, and find your left hand with your right hand. That's obviously not for everyone. And then if you don't reach your foot with your hand, then just grab on wherever you can with that left hand. We're gonna take weight nicely into the right foot and then slowly make our way up to standing, taking that left leg out to the left side. So for those of you, probably just me, but if anybody has done the clasp, then you just keep the clasp, come up to standing, and straighten the leg. And if you're just holding on, wherever you're holding on, that's fine. And release down, bring the arms up, inhale. Exhale, bring the right hand down to the inner right thigh. Slide your hand all the way down, coming into a standing twist, Rishi's pose. Rolling your ribs up and to the left, taking your gaze up to your hand. Breathing deep and twisting with each exhale. Okay, now your gaze comes down. Option one, just hold on to the leg wherever. Option two, fingers around the big toe. Option three, finding your hands behind your back, gazing down at the ground, weight in the left foot, and slowly come to standing, taking your right leg with you, straightening the leg out to the side. And release. Take a deep breath in, pull the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale out of the mouth, drop. And again. One more. And then just stand for a moment. your eyes closed, feeling stillness. And then lift the arms up, have the palms facing each other, arms parallel to one another. Feel the legs releasing down into the feet, feet sinking down into the earth. Feel the torso lifting up out of the hips, the head lifting up toward the sky, keeping the shoulders down the back, but letting the arms reach up. And then as you inhale, feel like your body is a straw planted into the earth, and you're inhaling and pulling the energy of the earth up through your feet, through your legs, through your torso, through your arms, and releasing out like a chimney out of the top as you exhale. And then clasp the hands and place them behind the head, elbows out to the side. And then inhale, drop your head back, lift your chest, reach your elbows back. Exhale, drop your chin, drop your elbows down. Inhale, elbows open, chest up, head back. Exhale. Continue at your own pace. Lifting the chest, reach the elbows back, drop the head back. And then press the hands up, inhale. Exhale down behind your back and fold, lifting the clasped hands up. Dropping the head down, scooping the pelvis in and up with each exhale. And then bend the knees, release the hands and bring them to the floor. Walk your hands forward, bring your knees down. And then drop your hips until your pelvis and pubic bone sink down. Roll the shoulders back. Is your pubic bone on the ground? Are your shoulders behind your chest? See if you can get them there. One of the ways you can do that is by spiraling your hands out away from each other. So the right hand kind of wants to twist right and the left hand twists left. And that'll kind of bring those shoulder blades in toward the spine, helping the shoulders to come back and the chest to open. And lift the hips, send them back, coming into either another mecha pose, or if you want the shoulders to relax, then the arms fold alongside of you in child's pose, and then really let go of the shoulders. Just let the arms kind of spill over the legs. Feel the breath. And then bring the hands under the shoulders. Lift yourself back up onto hands and knees. And we'll come into our half headstand, except for those who want to come into a whole headstand. So just bring the hands back a bit. They're still shoulder width apart. They're just not under the shoulders. They're a little bit further back of the shoulders. And then place your head on the ground so that there's a triangle between where your head and your hands are. If your head is in between your hands, it's not going to work. You really need that triangle. Everything balances on a tripod. So the pose is actually not hard from a balance perspective, as long as you have everything positioned correctly. Spread your fingers wide, curl your toes under, lift your knees. That'll shift weight onto your head, of course, and then start to walk your feet up. Lift your hips as high as you can until you can place your knees on the backs of your elbows. Once you're there, if your elbows are lined up over your hands and not out to the side, your feet will effortlessly come off the ground. It's not at all difficult if everything is lined up. It's actually quite simple. That doesn't mean it feels good. You may not like the weight on your head. If you're here and you want, you can start to lift your feet up toward your buttocks, engage your belly, and start to lift your legs up away from the resting on your legs to come into a full headstand. Nice. If you're up, you can bring your legs down, and then we'll all bring the knees to the ground and come back into child's pose. And just bring the hands around the back of the head, and then just with your hands, tuck your chin to your chest. So you're moving more toward the top of your head than the forehead. And then just press down toward the ground with your hands, just to stretch the cervical spine after it might have gotten a little compressed. So you're moving your forehead toward your knees, the crown of your head toward the floor, and then your hands pressing downward toward the floor. Okay, and then release the hands. Slowly lift your head up. Tuck your hands under, so you're on the backs of the hands with the fingertips pointing behind you. And place your hands on the ground. Getting the whole back of the hand all the way to the wrist. So move your hand to wherever they need to be so that the whole back of the hand is on the ground. And then just lean back a little bit. Stay connected to your breath. Good. And release and shake the hands out. And then come off your feet. And come onto your back. Feet on the ground, lift your hips, tuck your tailbone under. Release down. Release your legs and shake them out. If you're using an eye pillow, place that on your eyes now. And then rest your arms out away from the body, palms facing up. Deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth, releasing the weight of the body into the earth. In through the nose. Out through the mouth, releasing the jaw, parting the lips slightly. In through the nose, out through the mouth, letting go of the activity of the mind. Bringing your awareness to your breath and letting go of the activity of breathing. Coming into the passivity of breathing. Just letting it be and resting your attention and feeling the movement of the breath. Whatever it is. Mind wanders, no problem. When you notice the mind wanders, you're present. Just be present again and again. Deeply relaxed. Letting go. Letting go. Breathe into your heart. Fingers and toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath. Stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest, rocking gently from side to side. Come center, bring the soles of the feet together, the palms together, rub hand to hand and foot to foot. And then roll over onto your side, resting your head on your underside arm, resting your body on the ground, really feeling the earth holding you, supporting you, letting yourself sink into that support, taking in the rest, the ease. And then slowly make your way up to sitting, letting your head come up last. Sinking down into the sit bones, lifting tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Let it all go. Drop the chin to the chest. And stay